Hi everyone, I was just going through a set of JDs and I stumbled upon this one, UI UX designer. And I realized, hey, there's still maybe recruiters out there who are not sure what the difference between UX designer and the UI designer really is. And often they even mix it up together, cannot really interview the person properly, cannot really find it. So let me explain it, what the difference between UX and UI designer really is. All right, let's dive right in. All right, so let's first look at a simple flow. Say this is a customer, and the customer wants to purchase something on an e-commerce website, and the customer gets to a list page. You know, it could be a product list page. It could be 1, 2, 3 products. So it's just a list of products. And then as soon as a customer would click on one of those products, he or she gets to a product detail page. And then there would be this buy button. As soon as the buy button is clicked, a checkout screen opens, right? So this is a standard, simple, visual flow. And I'm sure all of you guys already went through this dozens of times. Who designs this flow? And that's precisely the UX designer, the user experience designer. He focuses on the flow. So what the user should visit, what kind of pages, what should be the interactivity, you know, which button should be clickable, which button should not be. If you open, for example, a mobile smartphone, you would see here some of these swipes. This is all user experience, how the device should interact with a user. That's the customer experience, user experience. And then user interface is a very detailed look at some of these pages. So here, this could be the mockups, and the user experience designer indicates, from which screen to which the user should get. And then the user interface designer takes this and makes it really beautiful. So it's like, oh, well, here should be some shadow, and here actually this profile photo should be rounded and the radius should be 50%. And then here the color cannot be just blue, the color needs to be indigo, right? So the user interface designer makes everything really beautiful and polished, right? So this could be the job of the user interface designer, what kind of font to use, how to make it really beautiful, really eye-catching. So that's the job of the user interface designer. While the user experience designer designs or focuses on the flow from one screen to another. It could be in a mobile application. Again, if I take the iPhone and you have, say, for example, a calendar, and then how should a user navigate from one month to another? The user can just swipe here and there, or could swipe left and right. Like all these things are taken care of by the user experience designer, okay? The UX, user experience. Well, the UI is user interface, to make it really, really beautiful. And coming back to the job description I showed you a while ago, it's even written here, hey, we are looking for a UX UI designer, which actually could be just one person sitting on 2 chairs. This is fairly common in smaller teams where, they have also full stack developers, so they also have full stack designers. I could actually call this a full stack designer, someone who does both the user interaction and the user interface. It's a full stack designer. So here it's also written in some of these responsibilities. The designer should develop wireframes, prototypes, and high fidelity mockups, which is precisely this. These are the wireframes, mockups, okay, and prototypes. While here the user interface designer focuses on detailed user interface, detailed design. Okay, detailed design. So I hope that this makes it clearer. Again, if you just look at, for example, your smartphone and you start playing with it, all those gestures are suggested by the user experience designer. And then the look, what should it look like? What kind of color? What kind of font? That's designed and decided by the user interface designer. All right, so I hope this makes it clear. If not, please go ahead and ask me questions in comments. I'm really glad to answer your questions, or if you can even share the video, even better, because more recruiters can learn about how to hire eventually great user experience or user interface designers, or both, full stack designers like we've just seen here. Have a wonderful day, everyone.